Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bold analysis. What has been at the center of the UDA Mombasa fallout between the Nyali Member of Parliament Mohamed Jicho Pevu and Mohamed and Hassan Omar, who is also the vice chair of UDA party, is a very interesting riddle I really want us to look at. What exactly has been? Now, from what I was gathering before, of course, this issue had been in the background for quite some time, and those who have been are privy will really know that it did start today. Number one, that there's some Arabs that are doing some beautification in Mombasa, and these Arabs, not some Arabs, I think Bamburi Company. So there are some people that are doing some philanthropy on beautification of the city in Mombasa. And Mohamed Jicho Pevu was supporting them, while Hassan Omar was actually supporting the Abdul Swamad Nasir, because they actually said that the philanthropists who are actually owners of Bamburi are actually interfering with the county askari's job. So there is that bit of it. The other second bit was on the fallout on KPA. Remember in Mombasa, after during the last general, in the week of towards the last general election, there was a promise to make sure that in port leadership, the coastal region would actually play a key role, and they will be given some strategic positions. But in gazette appointments that were gazetted by Kipchumba Murkomen, who I understand also has an office based in Mombasa, William Ruto's friends and key allies were actually the ones that bagged strategic positions at the port. Now, while some felt a little bit uncomfortable by the fact that they were left out, but again, there are also those who supported William Ruto, while Mohamed Jicho Pevu's side seems to have supported President Ruto, and Hassan Omar, who is actually, his background is being an activist, was against the fact that some coastal faces were not seen there. Now, those are just some of it has been going there. Now, there is another leaked audio that has merged of Hassan Omar hitting out Mohamed Jicho Pevu. I want us to listen to it because I'm just going to do a very small small recap on what is happening in the Mombasa UDA house.
Dean of Lies anaitwa Hassan Omar, Dean of the School of Lies. Wanazungusha maneno hapa.
Mimi pia naweza shinda kitu kidogo kama kile chake. Unajua mimi kusoma kwangu na akili yangu si ya kubahatisha. Nakwambia mimi kwangu kwa ajili hivi CDF wanapoviiba kiwa kazi ya kila mtu. Yeye ajui mimi nategeza resources zangu wapi. Mimi kimwangalia namwangalia yule huwa anafikiria mimi ni fala, huwa anamwangalia nikisema huyu fikiria kila mtu mfala kwa ajili ampata popularity kidogo penya hapa Nyali. I am a fighter. 30 years of my life. Sai kufanya sijui kiji story cha Jicho Pevu na kuwatukana kinabu. 30 years I've done nothing but fight in my life. Na ma confrontation na polisi na arrest na manini. Sio mambo ya sijui kwa kufanya kiji article ya Jicho Pevu sijui mtu ana export dawa sijui drugs Bara sijui huyu ndo kusema nani who cares kama yeye ndo kusema alisema nini likawa. Naambia nyinyi mwanzo the most dangerous thing you can ever do katika county ya Mombasa ni kuweka mtu as greedy and as miser. Nafanya mimi paka mikutano ya Nyali nilipokuwa ni afanye vile mikutano vidogo vile vya ofisini kwangu pale alikuwa akifanya ati ndo campaign because ilikuwa juu namba zake ziko juu, alikuwa sha create perception. Mimi nilikuwa nikimwangalia hajui mimi namwangalia. Wewe ushaona mimi nikijibu mwanga hata siku moja akija kuna hiccup kidogo nikuwa kila kitu ni kwani mimi ni William Ruto. Naweza mimi sina serikali, sina bunge, lakini sasa nina platform my brother. Mimi pia ninachaguliwa na watu wa Mombasa. Na mimi ninachaguliwa na bunge la Kenya. Hata ingekuwa kura yake hakunipa it would have not mattered. Ati nipitisha mimi, anampitisha Mabuya, anampitisha Barayani. Sasa hii hakuna Jafar atamu kwa support mwasi, kila mtu siku hizi na Ruto. Matajiri wote kina yule Muhindi yule Baniani, Hasu wote wanaja. Mimi na watu wanaweza nipa resources hata bila kama hata kama sishindi. Hizo resources mimi napigana vita my brother. Sasa Ruto pia kidogo hiyo tuishimu. Sasa nikuwa mtu kina Samir kuja kunisema mimi ndo nafanya hivi.
Now, if you listen to it, it's clearly that the UDA Vice Chairperson Hassan Omar is not meeting eye to eye with Mohamed Jicho Pevu. Some time back, immediately during the leadership, when there was some stake to give the Hassan Omar leadership of the House of the UDA party, there was a discussion that was already a trap. When he was given a party position, it will be very interesting to see when he decides to maybe try his hand in the Mombasa gubernatorial seat or any other seat there, how he would be willing to relinquish his position as UDA vice chair and also as ELA member. Because for you to vie, you'll have to resign as a ELA member to come and vie. Or it was something like a trap to ensure that it doesn't move away. So that bit of it. But the fallout between Hassan Omar and Mohamed Jicho Pevu is something that really is interesting. I was just trying to make some calls and to find out what exactly is it. And there is another school of thought that in the last general election, remember the Mombasa gubernatorial election was done later, Hassan Omar was vying against Abdul Swamad. And Hassan Omar received the backing of Mohamed Jicho Pevu and the Mike Sonko then after Sonko was actually locked out of that race. So he received backing of these fellows. But that seems not to be a guarantee that it was together. And the UDA house is crumbling pole in Mombasa. I want to make some 3 observations in the wake of that audio, generally on the coastal belt. There is a lack of Ruto effect. Lack of Ruto effect. 3 gentlemen I've spoken with, both are members of KPA. All of them are members of KPA. And they've been telling me that the discussion about the movement of port activities from Naivasha to Mombasa, as far as it was highly publicized as giving the coastal people jobs that they had lost, that is not it. And there is absolutely nothing going on there. Number 2, there have been the Dongo Kundu projects and a couple of other projects that were to be launched there. But William Ruto's presence, since he was there during the, I think January, was it Christmas celebration? He was in Mombasa. He's never gone there, and no significant project has been seen. So he has lacked bit of the grip of the region. And generally, the coastal belt is going to still be a headache for President Ruto because remember the Shakahola. The Shakahola blatantly has been actually seen as a negligence of the current administration. Well, there is a very strong argument as to whether it started during Uhuru Kenyatta's reign or it's also just something that started the other day. So that discussion is something that is going on. Number 2, the infighting, there are a lot of infighting in UDA House. I follow Aoko. She shares the same name like my mother. Aoko has been trying to talk about the infightings within the UDA, while there is another brand of bloggers that are now giving the government agenda. And it seems the infightings are very deep. People are fighting. If you look at Nandi, Cherargei does not meet eye to eye with Governor Sang. If you look at Kakamega, my good friend Governor Senator Boni Khalwale is not meeting eye to eye with the UDA Secretary General, Cleophas Malala. So that infighting, that is something that is really going on. Even in Kiambu, MCS are not in good terms with their governor. Same to here in Nairobi, UDA MCS have not been in good terms with Sakaja. So the infighting in UDA House just tells you that it was just held. And you know, politics is about interest. It is not something about, and when you win, you fight when you are sharing. But when you lose, you sit back and blame yourselves on it. Lastly, Mombasa governor's race is the reason, and that is my punchline. Mombasa governor's race is the reason behind Jicho Pevu and Omar Hassan wars. There is no lack of Ruto effect, and Mgala Mwe Hakimpe, Mombasa still remains a very strong ODM zone. Leave alone the Azimio, bit of Azimio. Mombasa strongly still remains ODM. And now with the entry of Mike Sonko in the Mombasa politics, it has really complicated the race for people who consider themselves the oligarchs of Mombasa County. So I want to believe that everyone is looking for that attention. Mohamed Jicho Pevu has been a little bit lukewarm, went down kidogo. But the Eala MP, who is also working as the vice chairperson of UDA party, has been more vocal. Now, I may be wrong, but one thing is that Mike Sonko could actually be engineering this fight. I would be so much interested. Who does he support between Jicho Pevu and Omar Hassan? I would really be glad to understand in which side of it he is in. Number two, this governor's race, this Mombasa governor's race, is also emerging because Abdul Swamad has been seen as if having a soft spot, a close working relationship with William Ruto. And in that sense, a betrayal card might be dangled on his side. And each one of them might actually need the blessings of William Ruto. So Mombasa governor's race is one that you cannot wish away. But for voters in Mombasa, I want to finish by first asking this. Are you feeling, for my subscribers in Mombasa, and I'm going to look at the comments so that I make sure I respond to some first 10. Are you feeling Ruto administration in the coastal region? Are you feeling? I read a story. There was a proposal by Mombasa County to have some levy from get a share from the port, but the national government stood its ground, saying that the port is a property of the national government and the county was not be allowed. But if some percentage was to go to county government, it would be something good. And I think it's a very selfish one because the tea is for the national government, but Kericho County benefits from the tea in Kericho. Truth be told, Kericho County benefits. The Masai Mara National Park is a property of the national government, but Narok County benefits. However, in Mombasa, despite the fact that the port is there, and I read somewhere that all these ports across South Africa, the Dar es Salaam, the Djibouti port, and the Mozambique port, all of them, the cities around those ports have really thrived because of them. But in Kenya here, we've refused to give the towns, the municipalities, or rather the counties, the county and the port something to benefit, a levy. So it's a very interesting one to see how it will play, and it shows. I don't know how Ruto is going to put the team to work in one unit. It's a long way. I don't know what's your take on that leaked audio.